Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into an absolutely explosive, high-stakes Olympic matchup between Japan and Nigeria that kept literally everyone on the edge of their seats. The truly fascinating thing about this game? The entire narrative, the heartbreak, the triumph, the whole shebang, was decided in a frantic, action-packed first half. We're going to break down the tactics, the raw emotions, and the sheer clinical precision that define this Paris 2024 group stage decider. Let's get right into it. Here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the high stakes in Paris, move into Japan's clinical start, and then look at Tanaka's emotional redemption. After that, we'll break down a superb Nigerian strike. And finally, how Japan secures the knockouts. Section 1. High stakes in Paris, a must-win for Nigeria. So going into this game, the pressure was completely asymmetrical. Nigeria was fighting for their tournament lives, and they had a massive mountain to climb. The magic number here is 2. That's the exact goal margin Nigeria needed to win by just to advance out of the group stage. A simple 1-0 victory? No way, not going to cut it. This meant Nigeria literally had to chase the game and push aggressively forward right from the opening whistle, taking some major tactical risks they normally wouldn't even consider. Section 2, Japan's clinical start, taking control early. Well, Japan was fully aware of Nigeria's desperation, and to neutralize that early pressure, they just took immediate control, holding 55% of the possession. They looked incredibly comfortable operating with the ball, dictating the pace, and totally starving Nigeria of the early momentum they so desperately needed. Essentially, they forced the Nigerian squad to waste precious energy chasing the ball instead of building that required 2-goal lead. And you know what? That patient, methodical possession paid off incredibly fast. Japan's movement was just superb, culminating when a beautifully threaded delivery found Hamanu. She capitalized on a brilliant burst forward, combining perfectly with her teammates to confidently put Japan on the board. Boom. Just like that, Nigeria's required 2-goal margin meant they now needed to score 3. Section 3. Tanaka's emotional redemption, the turning point. The momentum only accelerated from there, guys. After missing a really crucial penalty in her last match against Brazil, Tanaka found the back of the net to put Japan up by 2. And man, the release of pressure was just palpable. She let out all of this pent-up frustration in a tearful, passionate celebration. Grabbing her badge, it was a moment that clearly meant the absolute world to her, securing her redemption and putting Japan firmly in the driver's seat. By this point, Japan was absolutely flying. They racked up an incredible 3 total goals in a staggering first-half offensive showcase. I mean, they were just dismantling the Nigerian defense with precision passing and these perfectly timed runs. But actually, the craziest part of this offensive explosion, the efficiency. 4. That is the total number of shots on target Japan had in the entire first half. Just 4. They scored 3 goals on merely 4 shots on target. To put that into perspective, that level of clinical finishing is terrifying for literally any opponent. They didn't need a barrage of attempts. They just ruthlessly punished almost every single mistake Nigeria made. If we map out this chaotic first half, you can see it turned into an absolute shootout before the halftime whistle even blew. You've got Hamano opening it up, Tanaka doubling the lead, then Nigeria fighting back through Echegini, only for Japan to slam the door right back shut with an incredible free kick by Kitagawa. It was 45 minutes of pure, unadulterated football theater. Section 4. A superb Nigerian strike, fighting back. Now, even while facing a relentless Japanese attack and seeing their Olympic hopes slipping away by the second, Nigeria flat out refused to go down without a fight. Driving forward with sheer urgency and individual brilliance, Ekegini, often called Guinea on the broadcast, pulled off a superb weaving run. She navigated right through the Japanese defense and blasted an incredible strike into the back of the net to pull one back for Nigeria. It was a huge flash of hope, a total reminder of the danger Nigeria possesses when they transition quickly. It set up this fascinating tactical clash at the end of the half. On one side, you have Nigeria desperately chasing the multi-goal victory they needed, just throwing players forward in search of another spark. But on the other side, Japan firmly and spectacularly shutting the door in additional time. Kitagawa stepped up and delivered an unbelievable pinpoint free kick to make it 3-1. So just as Nigeria found a glimmer of hope, Japan's clinical edge totally extinguished it. Section 5. Japan secures the knockouts, seeing the game out. So after an exhausting, explosive 4-goal first half, the whole dynamic completely shifted into a masterclass in game management by Japan. The second half actually yielded 0 additional goals.
Nigeria, urged on passionately by their fans in the stands, kept searching for a spell of inspiration, pushing forward to try and keep the game alive, but they just lacked that final finishing touch. Japan, meanwhile, tightened up their defense expertly. They absorbed the pressure without taking any unnecessary risks and just calmly managed the clock down to the final whistle. Ultimately, the big takeaway here is the result. Japan gets the job done, showing incredible efficiency to march into the knockout stages. Meanwhile, a super resilient Nigerian squad, who fought valiantly despite the massive uphill battle they faced before the game even started, unfortunately bows out of the Paris 2024 tournament.
Which leaves us with this final thrilling question as we wrap up this explainer and look ahead to the rest of the Paris 2024 tournament. Think about it. If Japan is capable of operating with such ruthless efficiency, scoring 3 goals on just 4 shots on target against a desperate team, who can realistically stop them in the knockout stages? They've got the momentum, they've got clinical finishing, and they are moving on. Thank you so much for joining me as we unpacked this incredible match. Keep learning, keep watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.